John Vento here, John and Beth's Garden Party. Check out this box. This is fun stuff. So you have a bed, kind of a boring patio, and you want to add a little pizzazz. So I made this box, and it's going to become a flower bed. And I like to raise it because it gives it more texture. So I'm going to be in a big hurry today because I have a gig with the Needs Hotel Band, and I'll tell you about that later. But the first thing you need to do is drainage. So we're going to drill some holes. You got to make sure you have good drainage. Got to drain the water. Big time. All right, we'll be back for step 2. Hang tight.
Go.
Okay, I'm back. Guys, whenever you have a large, well, any pot actually, any pot, small, large, you have to have drainage. I like to use lava rock, this stuff right here, primarily because of the weight. So it's a lot lighter and it does the same job. It lets the water drain. So step 2, after we drill the holes, we're going to dump this stuff right in there. Like this. Spread it out. That's going to be our base for the drainage. All right, we'll be back for step 3. All right, we're back. Step 3. Now this little trick that I do, and I think most gardeners of knowledge do, I like to fill my pots in order to take up space so I don't use all good potting soil, because remember, when you're planting annuals, you only need 4 or 5 inches of root growth. So in this case, I got some bags of mulch, and I dump them in there, right? And I spread it around, takes up space, fills the pot up real nice, and then I'll top it off, like I said, with about 4 or 5 inches of potting soil, which will be our next step. All right, we're back. So we drilled the holes for drainage. We put in the lava rock. We added a filler, which I like to use mulch. So now step 4, our potting soil. And I gotta tell you, my preference is Miracle-Gro potting soil. They're all excellent. So you're gonna put about 4 or 5 inches. Oh, look how beautiful it is. Oh my. That's really good stuff. Put this stuff in there, and we're going to finish it off, and we'll be back for the final step and the fun part. Okay, now comes the fun part. I always pronounce these wrong, but I'll give you a little close-up. Dipladenia. I don't know if you can see that, but me with my English and my penniless high school education, I don't always pronounce the plants properly. But these give me a little bit of height, and they have a pink flower. This is an annual, so I want to create a little more height here. So I'm going to put these guys in the back row, like this. Then my pink wave petunias, which we remove, they're going to go in the front, like this. So I'm going to line the back row with the higher plant, the wave petunias in the front to cascade over, and we'll be back and you'll get to see a finished product. All right, check this out. So we've got the taller plants in the back, and then in between the wave petunias. Now this is newly planted. In a few weeks, this whole thing will be filled with color. But as every good gardener knows, the job is still not done. See this thing? It's called a broom. And that means you got to clean up, especially before you water. So I'm going to get this all cleaned up in the water, and then give you a little feel for the finishing touches. Okay, guys. Final step, watering. Now remember, I think last year I did a little video on the fact that no matter how hard you try, in the summer, hot water sits in this house, in every house. So what I do is I run it, I get a mulch bed, until it cools down. It's still warm. So you gotta run it. That's how long it takes to cool down. And then let me water flow. And that is it. So we're gonna say goodbye with one of our Needs Hotel Band tunes, a song called 600 Under. which is the first song that we recorded together years ago, written by my former bandmate, my good buddy, Stephen Christopher. And it's still a staple all these years later with the Needs Hotel Band. I got to jump in the shower and get ready for my gig. Thanks so much for tuning in.